I'm with David Vosper, the editor of Reviews Weekly.
Hello.
So I'm going to be asking him a few questions. So my first question is, does a bad review ruin a film's chances in your opinion?
I'm not sure a bad review necessarily does that. I think in the past there's been some films that have performed well in terms of the cinema but haven't necessarily had good reviews, and vice versa. If we think of some of the Pirates of the Caribbean films, certainly the later ones had very poor reviews but still did very well at the box office. So I think there's a certain segment, a certain group of people that you might call film buffs or film aficionados who really are interested in reviews, but I don't think that many people actually read them.
So following on from that, do you think that people really do take notice of reviews or not so much anymore?
Well, as I said, I don't think that many people do. Maybe blogs are becoming more important. For younger people, they perhaps don't buy so many newspapers these days and are more likely to look online. So perhaps bloggers are becoming more influential.
Do you read reviews other than being an editor? Do you read reviews in your spare time?
Yes, I do, because I look at reviews and then think about which films that I want to see, and then have a list of the mental list of the ones that I want to see.
Do you think that reviews have affected the Oscar nominations?
This year, the top box office films have largely been the ones that are up for the big awards in the Oscars. So if you think about Life of Pi, Lincoln, Django Unchained, these films have done very well critically and also well in the box office. So you could argue that perhaps the Oscars have actually got back in touch with the cinema audiences and are nominating films that are doing well at the box office.
Is this a similar story for the BAFTA awards?
I think it is. Yeah, this year, I don't know whether this year is an exception, but this year again, the BAFTAs and the Oscars tend to have similar films up for the awards, and all of the films have done well at the box office. If you compare this to last year, The Artist did very well at all the awards, but actually didn't perform that well at the box office, despite very good critical acclaim and so on.
Do you think it's possible that if a film isn't a particularly good film or hasn't got very much publicity, if it gets many good reviews, do you think that would persuade more people to go see it?
Yes, and no. I think if it does well at the Oscars, I think people will go and see it. I think the King's Speech did well at the Oscars and extended its life in the cinema. So I think that certainly works in that way. But also, I think bad reviews doesn't necessarily ruin a film, because then in that case, the distributors will put a lot of money into advertising and convince people to go and see it that way.
Thank you for coming in to talk to me.
Okay, goodbye.
Hello, so I'm here with Claire Vosper.
Hello.
So Claire, in your opinion, does a bad review ruin a film's chances?
It can do, but I don't always read them.
Do you think that audiences take a lot of notice of reviews when they do read them?
Yes, I think they do. I think it can affect whether you go to see a film or not. But if you're really keen to watch it, you go anyway.
Do you read reviews very often or just before you go to cinema?
I don't read them very often. Occasionally I do, but no.
Do you read them to see how well a film's doing, so you know whether you want to go see it in the cinema?
Yeah, sometimes. But usually it's other people talk to me about the reviews and then we decide whether we're going to go and watch them.
Thank you for coming in to talk to me.
You're welcome.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.